666.
Soundstorm, not Sandstorm, Soundstorm. Soundstorm is a music festival that is taking place in Saudi Arabia. It is being billed as the region's biggest and loudest music festival, which is always good when your music festival is the loudest. It will take place in Riyadh from December 16th to 19th and will feature a world-class international music lineup, including more than 150 global superstar headliners and international dance acts. Including famous artists like Armin Van Buuren, David Guetta, Deadmau5, DJ Snake, Eric Prydz, Steve Aoki. I mean, this would be a huge festival if it were in the U.S. Really cool. The organizing company MDLBeast this week added 88 artists to the initial lineup, and that includes 6 female DJs, acts including Blondish, Eli and Fur. I hope I'm saying all these right. Blondish, Eli and Fur, and the very easy to look at Emily Lenz and Charlotte DeWitt will all perform. I wanted to mention this and also just direct our listeners and viewers to an article that appeared in a local English daily Arab news, which we included in today's daily newsletter, which you can get at sustg.com/the review, called "Why Are Radical Islamists Attacking Riyadh Season?" Just an interesting local perspective on how Riyadh season, which is sort of part of, I guess, sort of a catch-all for all of these things going on. Just sort of like it really just discussed with the local perspective how, Islamists are really, really not happy about all of these changes going on. And it was a really cool sort of a look at how in the press, in the English language press, journalists are sort of pushing back on that, saying this is actually really, really good for families and this is a wonderful event. I know it seems crazy that we're doing all of these things in Saudi Arabia just a few years after we started to open up. But anyway, Soundstorm seems awesome. We regrettably won't be making it this year, but if you are listening or watching this and you want to send us any videos or photos that you take from this festival, it looks awesome. And, of course, it has to be said, it's amazing that a EDM music festival will be taking place in Saudi Arabia in the first place. It was just unheard of if you were to talk about it 5 years ago. So really interesting. Please.
Yes, interesting. And if listeners and eventual viewers on YouTube get a chance, look at some of the video from the Beast event 2 years ago, 2019, and the Pitbull concert at the beginning of the Riyadh season. I mean, this huge crowds, really into it. Just a really exciting electric environment, which is just completely incongruous with a perception of Saudi Arabia. I'm glad, by the way, that you tried to pronounce all those DJ names, because I would have botched them horribly.
We're gonna have to go back. I'm sure we'll hear from some listeners about how I completely botched it.
But you missed Don Diablo, Kashmir, and Tachami.
I missed those on purpose. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. But this is a regular theme, and this is when you mentioned the Islamists who aren't happy with the Riyadh season, and a lot of the things that are opening and the social relaxation in terms of entertainment and convening in restaurants and everything. So the Formula One that's upcoming in Riyadh, in Jeddah, they had to send out a directive, as you remember, on what to wear. So as you said, no bikinis. The Eternals, which is a major, the most recent in the Marvel comic universe release, isn't being aired in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Egypt. Because of certain, in terms of how it reflects a certain relationship and other things. So the point being is, Saudi Arabia is making great strides, but there's a constant dynamic where they have to address a conservative culture and specific segments of that culture, and they can't, even though from the outside we go, well, why are you even listening to this? Well, why do you care? But they can't just ignore this, because this is a big part of the society, this traditional society. So the point is this: is I think it's important to have some patience with this evolution and this progress. You can't just snap your fingers. You have to deal with constituencies that are very important to society overall and just are struggling with this change. So, and that will come. But it's just funny how this crops up, and it's important to take notice of it, that Saudi Arabia is trying to move forward, but it's trying to do it in a responsible, authentic way. And it's making progress, but that doesn't mean it's a direct line.
Yeah, it's good to see Pitbull live up to his nickname, Mr. Worldwide, by playing at Riyadh season. That was a really cool video.
Speaking, and an aside, Sarah, my 19-year-old, is a sophomore at Clemson, and they had a big, they had a semi-formal whatever, an event, and everybody went, all the women went dressed up as Pitbull, and it got on Instagram, and Pitbull followed up on it, and was complimenting them on their effort. So anyway, Pitbull's big around our house.
That is awesome. We're gonna have to see that photo.
No.
What did they do about the bald head?
They all had the stocking caps and the glasses and the mustaches and they had the facial. So these are young women in college. They went all out and did it right. So when you put 12 of them together, however many, 16, it's quite impressive. All these female Pitbull impersonators, which is what prompted his response.
That's really cool. I gotta see that photo. That's awesome.